This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Tuesday, April the 22nd. Starting out, we had a little bit of a return in drought in the United States last week. The drought monitor maps. Don't know if anybody's kind of got a little bit lost. They come out Thursday afternoon and pretty much everybody checked out. But U.S. drought crept a little bit higher. Now this was previous to the big rains over the weekend. But it shows that we do have areas, of the Midwest, the Corn Belt plains, mostly in the plains, but still relatively dry, even with precipitation, and more will be needed. The thing I want to point out, though, and this is on the heels of the NOAA 30 and 90-day maps that came out last week, and this goes along with the drought conditions we currently have, which aren't that worse than last year. We have seen major improvement, but the thing we need to keep in the back of our mind is that NOAA is expecting below normal precipitation and above normal temperatures for May, June, July. So basically, trade immediately, well, drought. Well, it doesn't mean drought. It just means we're going to have a little bit drier and a little bit warmer growing season than normal. Um, that's kind of what we had last year in the Corn Belt and still had pretty good yields. So from the weather front, we're not getting a lot of support right now from the drought conditions and back and forth there unless we start to see something major develop. One thing weather-wise that we are keeping our eye on is the corn acres. The delays in the eastern corn belt. Now we got the corn planting, numbers out last night, and I really don't pay a lot of attention to them because obviously, the old story, corn's going in faster and catch up. I get it. But in the eastern corn belt, it is not. Matter of fact, we got to start looking at that corn acreage number from the USDA, or at least I am. Projecting corn acres to increase 4.7 million from last year, nearly 95 million acres. The thing that we got to think about, though, it's going to take near perfect planting conditions across the entire corn belt to see acres that high. This is my opinion. The conditions in the eastern corn belt right now, no major planting delays, but it could be enough that some of those extra corn acres don't go to corn. Um, no major delays. I'm not saying we're going to have prevent plant on the whole corn belt, but we could see a few less corn acres. And I think the corn complex picked up on that yesterday. That's why we saw corn separate itself and show a little bit of strength. Third and final thing is the developments between President Trump and Fed Chairman Powell. These rocked the outside markets yesterday. Obviously, USD dollar dropped to 3-year low. Stock market, 2% losses in the equities. Market did not like that. The market is telling us that they do not want Donald Trump or the White House in control of the Fed. They want that to remain independent. And if we see President Trump continue to push that, I think we continue to see the equities fall and likely start to drag commodities with. And it's all about the uncertainty. The uncertainty in the market continues to build. And as long as that's building, prices are going to show a little bit more volatility. Those are the three things I'm watching today.